Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Dark Match. I used to be the Lone Warrior until I took an arrow to the knee.
I'm No Leaf Clover, and I am the table!
Hi everyone, I'm Christopher Says, DarkMatch's Mastodon of the Monotone, an interim pay-per-view specialist for the month of December.
And I am your foxy friend Backlash. And no, if we've been over this, we all agreed I am the table.
Wait, why are you the table?
Because I
You
said
know what that
so.
is? You know what that is? That's just racist.
Hey, it's time for What is Iron Sheik tweeting now?
You see how he ignores it because he knows it's true.
One of my intelligent friend, he helped me when I come to Toronto with Paige Madgen, is the intelligent brother, Slinky the Sly Guy. Fuck Hulk Hogan.
Okay, so I only understood like 3/4 of that. But I understood
That's
the last
what
part
I
fine.
understood. The only thing I really got is fuck Hulk Hogan, because that's all Sheik really is anymore. Just random assortments of fuck Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, he's even stopped putting over his agent and talking about Jews.
And that is sad.
I don't know about that, but
It's still funny.
yeah. So let's talk about the Raw with the John Cena opening to it. It was actually I mean, hey, we have a lot of respect for John Cena. And even if we might dislike it when he opens the shows week after week, this was a pretty stray instance for the past few months, and he was buffered by some more talent. So
Yeah. So, Punk comes out, Punk. Sorry, Cena comes out, and he talks, and he brings up last week with Piper coming out and telling him, aren't you getting mad? And how he thinks that all of the fans have the right to feel however they want to feel about him, which is. And that the fans want to boo him, they can. If they want to cheer him, they can. And he's been dealing with this kind of thing forever. And
business
for some
as
reason,
usual.
it's business as usual. But now people are starting to notice and make a huge stink about it. And he says that
hopefully.
So he then goes on to say that CM Punk needs a #1 contender after last week's Punk versus Del Rio match, and that the only match bigger than The Rock versus Cena at WrestleMania 28 would be Rock versus Cena for the WWE title. And
Damn it, John.
shudders.
And we all, it's funny because when this was announced, we all had that oh shit mentality. Like they would.
Yeah, I think we were all in the call who went, oh God, no.
No, yeah, I was like, damn it, John, the WWE don't want you to talk about it like that. No, that's not a possibility. We're leaving that out.
Yeah, we're not doing that. I hope. Sweet God,
No,
I
we're not.
hope so.
At least not at TLC because, well, I'm skipping ahead, but we'll get to it in a bit because who comes out next? Del Rio comes out next, and he says that he wants the next title match because he will be the next WWE champion because Punk technically cheated last week using the exposed turnbuckle, and you can argue the legitimacy of that till your face turns blue, whatever.
And he brings up that Punk cheated, he should be champion, and it happens. The excuse me's begin. And out comes Vicky with everybody's favorite United States champion, Dolph Ziggler. And she says that, you know what? None of the people in the ring deserve it. The only person who does deserve it is Dolph. Because Dolph is going to be the first ever United States and WWE champion. Technically true, although that WCW thinks. It might be true. All I know is Goldberg had the U.S. title, and I think had the U.S. and
World Heavyweight Champion.
WCW
Championship at the same
Yeah, but
it would be the first time it's been done with the WWE Championship. They're technically right. We'll give it to them.
I view the Intercontinental Championship and the U.S. Championship to be the same thing these days. So as far as I'm concerned,
well, yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's the point. That's why they're on different shows. Well, yeah, technically, I mean, there basically is no brand separation. I'm sorry, my point's getting away from me. Go on.
So Cena interrupts Dolph and starts making fun of all of his past gimmicks, like Mickey. Wait, was he Mickey or was he Nike?
Nikki.
Mikey. Nikki. Yeah, he makes fun of him being Nikki. I think he brings up him being Kerwin White's caddy.
Which, by the way, does that not seem a little bit prickish to the rest of you? Like, did he have to do
Yeah,
that? Was he told to do that? That's kind of shitty. To
yeah.
Cena's an
Like
ass.
if he was told to do it, it's shitty. If he came up with that by himself, that's even more shitty because he basically just fucking buried him.
Yeah, he's like, oh, screw your new gimmick where you're being booked very strong and you have a good personality and you have a good presence. I'm going to associate you with your old shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of harsh. So Cena brings up Ryder deserving a U.S. title shot. This is important later, but they keep arguing, and well, there's not enough people in the ring going, "Me want title match." So here comes the Miz.
I thought you were going to say Chris Jericho.
That would be awesome.
Maybe
I
in a
would,
couple of
I
weeks.
would be down for that.
But oh yeah, and we forgot to mention that Dolph Ziggler actually called himself the everyone's favorite hashtag heel. So speaking of,
I thought
That's
I
gonna
thought
be the
Vince
cash.
wanted him to stop doing that.
maybe he's too busy changing the script to listen to the promo.
Eh.
Ziggler uses that as an opportunity. Um,
He's like, quick!
Yeah.
I have an opportunity to say something that Vince won't want me to. How can I exploit this?
but yes, Miz comes out and talks about the Slammy Awards next week. Oh boy, that I mean,
So glad I'm not on that show.
eh,
That one's gonna hurt.
yeah, it's going to be fun, but like there really won't be much to talk about. I don't know if anything will be furthered. There will be an all right main event, but eh.
Mm. But
DC says he did. Yeah.
yeah, well, we've I'm sorry, I've lost my place. Oh yeah, we've got John Laurinaitis coming out next, and I've lost interest already. Wow. But he basically says that each of them is going to have a match, and if they win their match, they qualify for a TLC match against against. Fuck, I almost said John Cena. What the hell?
It's
Against,
Force of habit.
preemptive,
Natural reaction. Cena's involved. You immediately assume he's the champion.
preemptive reaction.
against CM Punk, and he makes a point of saying that Cena has a social challenge match. We're not sure what that is yet, and he also announces that there's going to be a contract signing with CM Punk and whoever wins their matches at the end of the show tonight. So instead of a main event, we're getting a contract signing.
Yeah, and we've already had quite a few
It-
months of them.
A WWE contract signing, so we know how this is going to end. Just here, I'll spoil it now. People get punched. There.
Maybe they get kicked.
Why'd you have to go and ruin the ending? I was gonna be
Hey, fuck,
surprised.
spoiler alert, dude.
Jeez.
Hey, I said I was gonna spoil it. If you didn't stop listening, it's your own goddamn fault.
Yeah, well, they kick off the idea that they're not going to have such a substantial wrestling with the first match, Randy Orton versus The Miz. Yeah, Miz is. I don't know if he looked very good.
It's debatable.
It's like it
I mean,
once again like
I smelled trouble from the beginning because they're not going to have The Miz beat Orton clean, and sure enough, that's not what happened. But I'll let you say what you're going to say.
yeah, it's another one of those leave Miz alone. He's not important. I've got to deal with my own shit. Chases Barrett.
Your winner by countout, The Miz.
Yeah.
I mean, well,
You see what I
it's-
did, WWE Universe. You see the accolade that I've earned. Yeah.
It's just part,
Sorry.
but that's Mrs. whole character. The fact that he can literally do nothing and still fucking, get in the championship match, get his ass kicked, and then still get into the championship match. I think that's what Mrs. whole character is supposed to be about.
I mean, I don't know. Like, say that they're mid carders, but like his first few matches as champion were pretty damn strong, and they put him over pretty fair. First one against John Morrison, which I mean, hey, his
Well,
recent
it's
updates.
John Morrison. Take it for what you will.
But yeah, Orton's pissed about this, and then Barrett runs him down. He pretty much just like their usual beatdown thing. They keep stoking the flames of this feud during every show. And I'm kind of getting tired of it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Wade.
Well,
Well,
next...
at least they're doing something with Wade Barrett. I mean, that's something.
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe it's just that I don't really give a shit about Wade Barrett. I mean, I like him just fine. I'm just not really interested.
Yeah, I think he'd work better as like kind of enhancement talent. Then they do something pretty good with him for one of the mid card titles, and then more enhancement talent. He could give good matches. I don't know if he could really be such a draw.
Nah. I mean, I think he's fine for what he does. You know, I really don't have a problem with. I'm kind of surprised that you guys, aren't. I'm not high on him, but he's not bad.
No, I don't think he's bad, and I actually think like in terms of like in the ring, he's improving. Like he has all these great setup spots where he sort of ties someone up and then kicks him really really hard, puts himself over well with him. But like I just really don't see what kind of pull he has like in terms of a storyline thing. I don't think he's feuding with the right people. I don't think he's addressing the right things with Orton of like him of his title feud last year. Like I don't think there's really enough references to that.
Yeah.
But
well, wait. Are you talking about the Randy Orton versus Barrett feud, which is really Randy Orton versus Cena?
That's true. Or Barrett versus. You're right. But hijinks ensue when we have a backstage interview between Zack Ryder and John Laurinaitis. Laurinaitis talks about Ziggler filing a complaint based on Ryder's petition, and before we could elaborate on that, John Cena comes in and he's wearing all the very gimmicky Ryder gear. The looks more like Darren Young's hair in the
yeah, that was Cena, and
I thought that was Darren Young.
And that's really damn funny.
I'm goddamn serious. I thought that was Darren Young.
No, but it's like
Does Darren Young even still work for the company?
He's on NXT, I think.
Oh yeah, the
show nobody watches anymore.
Because it's never gonna fucking end. It's like it becomes Sunday Night Heat. Half the time, the guys that are on NXT don't even wrestle. It's just a fucking another wrestling show.
Pretty much, yeah. It's actually, I wouldn't call it Heat. I'd call it Velocity. Superstars.
Worse.
That's meaning.
They're
both
Superstars.
Goddamn Sam.
No,
it's the Superstars too.
But
the Superstars.
Yeah, enough about NXT. It's a show so bad we don't even review it anymore. Arrow.
He's not around.
But fuck.
But yeah, John Laurinaitis soon reveals what his social experiment is by putting Zack Ryder in a match with John Cena, and actually, like, he emphasizes the term, and I have to say it's actually kind of clever of them, because it's like the sort of controversial champion versus the guy that's going over huge. Like, let's see who the crowd sides with.
Yeah.
I almost wonder if Vince was booking it based on each person's reaction on the fly. But nonetheless, if
like
Ryder,
we'll have two matches planned out. If they cheer Cena, then we'll do this. If they cheer Ryder, we'll do this. If it's kind of in the middle, then you guys just go out there and fucking wing it.
Yeah. But the stipulation is that if Cena wins, he's in the TLC match, and if Ryder wins, he's got his U.S. title match.
Yeah, and honestly, when they announced this, my immediate reaction was, fuck. Because you knew it wasn't going to end well. Either way, somebody was going to be
Well, you're actually gonna be kind of surprised later.
Oh, I know
tonight,
I know how it is, but when they, as I said, when they announced it, it was like, oh no. But so we go from that to
TNA segment.
No, oh no, we go. Actually, we end up backstage with
TNA segment. Oh dear
TNA
God!
segment.
Ah, where?
Kill it with fire.
The brown fox standing in front of you, talking to the lawyer guy.
Huh?
David Otunga, who actually has a gimmick once again.
He does.
He's Chris Nowinski.
yeah.
Nowinski's gimmick. I don't know.
Yeah. But
Until we
yeah,
debate Scott
His gimmick
Steiner on the
is
Iraq
the-
War, I'm not calling it the Chris Nowinski gimmick.
Scott Steiner will make his way here. Maybe he'll show up on Superstars one day. Maybe he'll motivate people on NXT. He's quite good at that.
He's fat.
Yeah.
But
Too bad Husky Harris isn't around.
So Otunga's backstage.
He's fat. Actually, he's really skinny. Shut up.
But yeah,
God damn it.
they basically set up that Triple H is going to be cleared to wrestle for TLC, and him and Kevin Nash are going to have a ladder match. For what? We don't know just yet. But they also set up that Nash is the match.
Ladder match is a sledgehammer hanging above the ring match.
Wait, did they say that during this promo?
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah.
The,
Then
They
I
did
guess I'll
say that.
bring this up. Last week on SmackDown, we had the mistletoe on a pole match, and now we're basically rehashing the Stairway to Janice match from the whole effing show last year on TNA.
Be afraid, be very afraid.
Is Vince Russo secretly working for WWE again? I swear to God, someone tell me.
No. See, here's the thing you got to realize about this match is going to be Kevin Nash and Triple H in a ladder match where you take a lot of bumps falling.
Actually,
This is going to
a
be
no bump match.
you guys
If
mentioned
that-
Genghis a lot
that
in
was gonna be
the.
a fucking no bump match. This is gonna be a no bump.
We talked about
match.
Genghis
You
before,
can't see
as we usually do. I recall him showing us a match, Shawn Michaels and Razor's ladder match, where there barely were any high risk bumps, like no spots that we'd think of today when we think of like a TLC or a ladder match.
Yeah,
Just
but see,
like
that's
basic stuff.
the other problem that's going to be with this match. They're either going to play it ridiculously safe, because if Nash or Triple H falls the wrong way, there's going to go a quarter three, 2 on one guy and 1 on the other, or they're going to do something stupid. Plus, you got to realize they're not going up those ladders fast at all.
Well, point is,
happening.
well, see, number one, the slower you go, the better psychology is, and number two, the point was Shawn and Razor was a good match.
I
I'm
know.
not saying I don't think that'll apply to this, but just saying it's
No
possible
way.
to make something look a bit
It's
convincing.
possible. It's possible that it could be almost halfway mediocre. Is what you're saying.
Yeah, and I give you liberty to pile on as many modifiers as you can.
Almost, kind of, sort of, barely, ish, sort of.
It'll still be better than Garrett Bischoff
Mediocre.
versus anything.
Oh, why did you bring him up?
No.
This is happy time. Okay, well,
Because
actually,
the next match we
kind
have to
of
talk
take
about
that
is
back.
you brought it up because the next match we have to talk about is Del Rio versus Daniel Bryan,
Oh no, this is not happy time.
where they couldn't just get someone from SmackDown. They couldn't just get Trent Beretta. Couldn't just get Ted DiBiase.
I mean,
Not being pushed that strong.
I know that Del Rio's not supposed to be losing matches, but you can at least make Daniel Bryan look fucking strong, like he actually deserves to be in the ring.
Well, see, on the one hand, I agree. On the other hand, I totally get why they picked him for this, because Daniel Bryan is supposed to be still banged up from his from being squished by frickin' Mark Henry last week.
And of course,
So, I can forgive him looking bad here because it's been like 3 days in kayfabe. He's still got to be feeling, that.
I mean, hey, also the upside of it is that he's on Raw, he's on TV.
I mean, he's always on TV nowadays. I don't know. I don't have a problem with how they're using him. Too much of a problem. I don't have too much of a problem on how they're using him. I do wish he would get the occasional win because I think eventually the whole he's an underdog thing is gonna get old and people just aren't gonna give a shit anymore.
They've also really got to start building him up if he's really, really going to be cashing in at WrestleMania. If that's their plan, they should at least try to make him look credible.
Yeah.
I mean, they can start after TLC, but freaking start.
But yeah, as we all guessed, and as indicated by Brian's ace bandage, Del Rio targets the ribs throughout the match. Although, as per his finish, he does the cross arm breaker. Not rib targeting, but I imagine the pain is supposed to be compounded. And god damn it, Tifus, I didn't predict that the friggin' broken ribs would be used in the finish. I just said the match.
Well, you still predicted something.
Yeah, the finish is.
And I'll take what I can get. So fuck you.
What? I thought you were God.
Get off my show, Tifus.
Oh boy.
No, it's your show. Okay. Yeah.
All right. Anyways, the match ends with Brian tapping out to the cross arm breaker, whatever. So, as of right now, we have a triple threat for the WWE title with Punk, Miz, and Del Rio. We've got 2 more matches to go. But first, we got to get to the divas.
That's Phoenix and Natalia versus Kelly and Eve. I want to talk about this because
you go right ahead. I have nothing to say about this piece of shit.
Yeah, they're further pushing Beth and Natalia. They're featuring the heels. Beth still has the title. They're about to air a new promo about like how they explain what Pinup Strong is. Beth goes on, Pinup Strong is it begins promo.
Oh,
if it wasn't clear already that they don't really give a shit about the divas, there's more.
Do you think they told them that was gonna happen?
And honestly, it was totally a dick move of them. I mean,
do you think they told fucking Talia and Beth that was gonna happen?
No.
They weren't content enough to give you the link. They had to air it, and actually that's kind of true. I don't think that those YouTube videos got too many views. About like 1,500. It's not how you promote.
I think it's very simple. Considering how long this match was, this was basically the entire point of the match.
The promo was longer than the match.
Yeah, the promo was basically the point for them having this match. Because, here, allow me to summarize. Beth and Natty beat up Kelly for about a minute, and then
Not even a minute, more like 30 seconds.
Point is, they get in a little bit of offense, and then Kelly immediately gets the roll-up win, and it's like, fuck. Fuck this company. God. I mean, look. I know yesterday I was saying that I was basically calling the Knockouts the divas, but no, because TNA, they might treat their women like shit backstage, but at least they're not doing this shit. Okay?
Yeah, they're fairly prominent, and
they're actually on TV and like a part of the show.
You know,
the gauntlet they just had actually reminded me of their potential. So hey,
I really don't get what it is with mainstream wrestling and women and having women on their program. Like between TNA and WWE, I honestly can't decide which division is worse.
I would give the nod to WWE because I would give the nod. I can't believe I'm about to give TNA credit, but like Chris said, you know, at the very fucking least, at least they're prominent and featured. It's not a good way to fucking feature them by any stretch of the fucking imagination, but at the very fucking least they're featured, and that's better than nothing.
Yeah, and gentlemen, we have ourselves a double-edged sword with this. So like, I don't think there really is any option.
There's always
that's
Shimmer.
Just another way of looking at it. But here's our social experiment: John Cena versus Zack Ryder. Could have been longer, but
it was a decent match.
First, they made Ryder look pretty all right, yeah, and he kicked Cena in the fucking head.
Oh God, that
he does know he's not really supposed to kick people in the head, right?
I hope so, but no.
I don't know if people are just selling that really fucking well,
or he's really booting him in the head. Yeah. You know what?
And
I'll be
think
honest.
that's the best thing.
Yeah, that looks like a fairly defined tip of his boot. The more it's like the more I see it, it looked like he just kicked Cena in the fucking head.
I'll be honest. This match, probably my match of the night because, Ryder looked really good against Cena, which you wouldn't expect normally, but it kind of shows that they kind of want to make Ryder look good, and he basically lost because of how long it takes to set up his finisher. It gave Cena time to recover.
But still, like when I was referring to length, it's like
it could have been longer.
There's a difference between longer. There's a difference between getting a few moves in and it not being. I don't want to say squash. Getting a few moves in and really going toe to toe with someone. And I don't feel Zack Ryder did that, but he got a few good things in, and that's where I'll leave it.
Yeah, if they could have made it longer, I mean, I could think of 2 matches they could have cut, the Divas match and a match coming up later. But the match ends when Ryder goes for the Rough Rider, and Cena catches him and hits him with the Attitude Adjustment or the AA, whatever. Point is, Cena wins. He's in the title match for now.
Yeah, we'll actually get to that with this next promo because we go backstage and Cena walks into John Laurinaitis' office and he's pissed off because he's saying oh, Zack Ryder, he deserves his U.S. title shot, and Laurinaitis says, well, he lost his match, so no, which does make sense. I mean, I know he's supposed to be the heel, and yeah, he's a douchebag, but he's right.
Yeah, I wonder if there's a result of sloppy booking, but there have been a lot of instances where John Laurinaitis has been a bit ambiguous, and he's looked quite a bit like he's calling it down the middle. But this is one of the situations where calling it down the middle benefits him. So it's more of a, rather than a sort of kayfabe booking thing, it's more of a crowd thing. I don't know.
Yeah, but Laurinaitis goes on to say that he'll give Ryder one more shot in exchange for Cena giving up his spot in TLC. And Cena takes a pause and thinks about it I've been WWE champion 10 times already. And I never asked for any breaks, but when I see something like this going down, I have got to step up. So you give him his other shot. So Zack Ryder's going to get another shot, and that's actually going to be
up next.
Yep.
And Otunga comes out and he tells
he's talking to the ref
Robert.
And no, he's talking to Justin Roberts, and Roberts gets the mic and says, "Ladies and gentlemen, by order of General Manager John Laurinaitis, the following match will be no DQ
and no countout." And okay, so prediction time. Who's it gonna be? Is it gonna be well, okay, they don't have a Umaga really, so is it gonna be somebody who is gonna be a fair equal challenge for Ryder, or is it just gonna be fucking Mark Henry? Because
to be
Mark
honest,
Henry is actually Kane.
I was actually a little terrified it was going to be Brodus Clay.
No, see, I was going to mention that because you said Umaga.
I was expecting it to be Brodus Clay. And then when it was Henry, it's like, oh god, they're not going to have him on there again. It's making that botch spot comic look true.
But yeah, it's Mark Henry, and this Raw was actually very predictable because once they said no DQ and they said it was going to be against Mark Henry, I immediately just thought oh, Cena's going to interfere, and sure enough, Cena interfered.
You must be psychic.
So yeah, Cena interferes, hits the Attitude Adjustment on Mark Henry. Zack gets the 1-2-3, and so we've got Dolph Ziggler versus Zack Ryder for the U.S. title at TLC, which I honestly cannot wait for.
I really hope he fucking wins.
That might be match of the night. I mean, the TLC main event actually looks pretty damn good. Del Rio, Miz, and CM Punk are a great trio and very, very good in terms of projection for the main event scene. But still, Ziggler versus Ryder is probably gonna have a great crowd reaction.
So we come back from the break, and Vicky Guerrero is coming out of John Laurinaitis' office, and she tells Dolph that she couldn't get the decision reversed, and his match for being in the WWE title match is up next, and he has to face Sheamus. Another match I completely
Sheamus
predicted.
is new Kane.
Oh, but wait. His match is not next, as we see Kevin Nash walking backstage.
Yeah.
Oh no.
He's taking over the next slot.
We're taking over. Oh wait, no.
Oh,
That was,
by the way, this was the other match I would have cut for more Ryder versus Cena. Just saying.
Oh yeah, Kevin Nash fights Santino Marella again. And who was the one who tweeted? Have you ever seen any Kevin Nash match that? Oh no, I think it may have been Alvarez that said, "Have you ever seen any Kevin Nash match that didn't start with a knee lift?"
Actually, I haven't. Holy crap.
He's good at that knee lift. But yeah, big boot jackknife win. No Cobra. Though maybe the WWE will get wise and do that, and we won't hear from Nash anymore.
And after the match, Kevin Nash grabs his sledgehammer and threatens, like, "Oh, I'm gonna fucking hit Santino with this sledgehammer," but then he doesn't.
To tell you the
It's
truth,
like,
though,
okay.
I really am kind of horrified by Nash's intense face.
Yeah. Because he looks like a child molester.
No,
He does actually
look
kind
like
of look legitimately threatening when he, gets the pissed off face. But
Well,
on the other hand, you look at him and
he's
it's
like 7 feet tall. He should look threatening.
But he also has those slender band legs,
That is also true.
and that makes it even more terrifying.
It was in somebody's book where they described him as, he's got a great upper body that hides the fact that he's basically walking around on toothpicks.
Yeah.
All right, but next we see CM Punk backstage talking with Evan Bourne, who suspension, but
he's back from getting high.
Is not wrestling tonight. Is not defending the tag titles with Kofi or anything.
Yes.
And I imagine CM Punk was lecturing him not to do drugs anymore.
Yeah, that was my guess also. Sheamus versus Dolph Ziggler.
Suspended for pod? Really?
Was it pod? Was it Spice?
Oh, it was Spice.
I realized Del Rio, Bryan, Santino Marella, Kevin Nash, and the Divas match could have all been cut to extend Dolph Ziggler and Sheamus and Zack Ryder and John Cena. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's basically the whole point of this Raw. It's just a lot of fluff. It's very predictable. It's not very interesting.
10 minutes at least, WWE. Yeah. Give one of them.
But yeah, this next match was my match of the night because it was actually relatively longer than the rest of the matches. Sheamus versus Dolph Ziggler, a pretty good match, put over Dolph pretty well. But it ends with Ryder coming out due to the distraction. Ziggler eats a brogue kick, and Sheamus gets the 1, 2, 3. So Ziggler is not in the main event at TLC.
Yeah, I would have loved that, honestly.
And we followed up with Rough Rider, because we had to see it at least once tonight.
But yeah, if Ryder doesn't get the belt by the pay-per-view, I'm going to be quite angry at the WWE. They shouldn't do that. It's the possibilities there, though. Oh yes, the contract signing.
It's a contract signing. Actually, this contract signing was pretty interesting, if only because CM Punk was having none of this bullshit.
Oh, if only because he lampshaded it before it even happened.
Am I the only one who's a bit disappointed that Punk didn't come out in a blazer? Because everyone else was wearing a suit. Miz is wearing a suit. Del Rio was wearing a suit. Laurinaitis is in a suit. And Punk just comes in his ring gear and a t-shirt.
Yep, that picture.
Isn't that pretty much what he wears everywhere anyway?
Yeah, but he likes wearing blazers. Like you remember that night they had the walkout and he had to do commentary and his one stipulation was that
that was
blazer.
That was great. No, I can kind of see what he probably didn't want to get his blazer dirty.
But
it's a contract signing.
Basically, Punk comes out And he is not buying any of this shit because he instantly pushes the table aside and he says, "Oh, come on, it's a contract signing in WWE. It's the biggest cliche in the book. Let's just start punching each other already."
Hmm.
Yeah,
It does seem better to fucking cut to the chase in these kind of events.
Yeah, I mean,
It would.
and
You know what would be better for WWE to do? For them to have a contract signing that actually didn't end in a fucking melee brawl. Because this is like the third or fourth time they fucking lampshaded it, and it's starting to not be a joke that's not very funny.
They're starting to put lampshades on the lampshades. It's kind of getting silly.
Yeah.
Just a bit. Although that is a humorous mental image. Anyway, so they all sign the contract, and Laurinaitis decides, you know what we need to do? We need to take a picture of this momentous occasion. And Del Rio and Miz, they get in and they're like, okay, sure. And Punk looks at them like, are you guys high?
And he says probably, I'm gonna call this the best punkism I've ever heard. If you guys keep this up, I swear to Jeebus, I'm gonna turn to the drink. He actually said Jeebus.
The great thing is that was a very clever use of it too, since he probably can't say the alternative. Thing about it is, if they're actually doing this to show that the heels are kind of drony, like they're it's not like the old days. They're all like suit wearing, like kind of yes men, and that's why they're heels. Might be interesting. I don't think that they're doing that though. I mean, it would kind of be, the walkout would kind of lead to something like that. But hey, they want to distance themselves away from that. So, you want to talk about the beatdown, guys?
Yeah, Punk eventually says, if you want something done, you got to do it yourself, and just starts punching people, and it breaks down into a brawl, and it comes out with Punk on top, and he picks up the WWE title and he starts swinging it around like a psychopath.
Yeah, well, he starts chainsawing it. It evokes Leatherface. It evokes Terry Funk as Chainsaw Charlie. It was random, but like that tends to be what CM Punk is in terms of his references. He knows how to work them in there.
Yeah, but I will give him full credit. Punk made this contract signing. If it had been if it had been Cena, no. If it had been Orton, fuck no. But Punk, he made this good.
Punk makes everything good.
But can he see why kids love Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
You know he can.
Duh, it's the taste you can see.
Ha! I get it. Get off my show, War Machine!
All right. Yeah, enough of this, Mickey.
Danger Zone! Get off my show, T-Bit!
Let's talk about SmackDown.
About that.
God damn it, you guys. Okay, anyway, so that was Raw. Raw was okay. It was above average, but it could have been better.
The contract signing was entertaining. There were a couple good matches, but it was a bit predictable for me. And
this is a bit above average, but it could have been better. Like on the 1 to 10 scale, a 6 maybe. Why do I have a scale for this now? 5 stars. Yes.
I think if Arrow were here, he would say -5 stars.
Yes, but Arrow's not here.
Yes, we start off the show with Booker T completely laid out. Wonder who did that. Nobody's been feuding with him for the past 3-4 shows.
Clearly.
Could it be the guy who's circling the ring right now?
Smiling.
Could it be the guy who's been feuding with him for the past 3-4 shows? I think it is.
Michael Cole?
Cody Rhodes, everyone. No, that's about 3-4 shows times about 30 or 40.
So Cody Rhodes lays out Booker, and I guess he's going to take his place on commentary, because I guess SmackDown commentary kind of works like Roman emperors. Take one out, take his place. What, did that reference sail over your heads, guys? Come on.
Yes, it did.
Dude,
Oh,
I'm not in
it's
fucking
freaking
college
cult.
right now.
Huh?
I'm not in college right now. I can't be dealing with all these like references. I've got I've got important shit to remember.
Dude, I'm in high school and I know what he's talking about.
I'm in college.
Get off my show.
Fine.
Okay, fine. I won't attempt to be smart anymore. Wrestling is good. Ha 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 ha. Oh, they're throwing each other around. Ah.
Okay, so Backlash is clearly has devolved into Michael Cole. He'll be fine in a minute. What were we discussing?
Let's just move on. Cody Rhodes is taking Booker's announcing spot for now, but Tony Chimmel begins the show by announcing that Lillian Garcia has returned.
Woo!
And if you think this is exciting, it might be right now, but that's very quickly going to go away.
Good to see her again.
So I missed it. Was she just back for the one time, or was it? Or is this permanent?
I don't know if she's signed to a contract. If it was a guest thing, I kind of hope it is a contract, because if this was a one-off thing, this is gonna suck. And as she's about to introduce herself, Cody gets on the mic and says, like, "Oh, nobody cares, you're back."
Yeah, he has a problem with the people, with everyone else on the mic, apparently.
Yeah. Except Michael Cole, apparently.
Yeah, soon he's going to start a feud with Josh Matthews.
He truly is the most deranged of heels.
And he makes fun of Booker's Fave 5, which...
His Fave 5
gets it wrong. It's like, how can a Fave 5 have 11 people in it? Okay, maybe there have been 11 people in it over the past couple of weeks, but there's always still just 5 people in it.
Ish.
Give or take 6.
Yeah.
Take 6. There's -1, possibly?
Dude, there have been shows where he's put like 6 people in his fucking Fave 5.
It's true.
Well, I think that's just because he changes it mid-show.
Kind of like Vince.
Well,
but
that doesn't matter. He still has more than 5 people in his Fave 5.
We're talking about the Fave 5 like it's an official thing.
It is an official thing.
Oh, I was not aware of that.
Well, actually, it's not. But he treats it like it's an official thing.
It's like the $1 million belt.
Everyone's got a price? Ha 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 ha
ha. Anyways.
So,
are you done?
Yes.
Okay. So we set up what the gimmick for tonight is. We are having a beat the clock challenge, and with between Wade Barrett and Randy Orton, and whoever gets the shortest time gets to pick the stipulation for their match at TLC. And our first match is going to be Wade Barrett versus Ezekiel Jackson. Yeah, he's back.
Yeah, and he's also has hair.
Yeah, he's growing his hair out. Woohoo!
To hide the back of his head.
He does look better. He looks way better with hair than he does with
he does.
the face.
I don't know about that.
Skull.
We told him that on Twitter, and he tweeted us.
That widow's peak of his is, well, it's quite. It looks like a tonsil. Whatever that thing that always shakes when people scream.
What does that even mean? It looks like a tonsil.
No, what's that thing that in the back of someone's throat that in cartoons that shakes whenever they scream?
The uvula.
Is it?
Yes.
Uvula.
Okay, I didn't know that. First match: Wade Barrett versus Zeke Jackson. They're setting the time for the beat the clock challenge.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
Uvula.
Uvula.
Cucamonga.
Uvula.
Yeah, I don't want to learn that. It's a tonsil.
It's not a tonsil.
You guys just don't know how to live. Selective ignorance.
Cincinnati. Wait, are we just listing off words that are funny?
C-I-N-C-I. Damn it! I don't know how to spell Cincinnati.
This is a wrestling podcast.
Cincinnati.
Wrestling.
Wait, that's
So you guys, you remember those Zeke Jackson promos that they were airing a little bit?
Oh,
You know, the ones with
no.
Zeke Jackson, where they talk about Zeke Jackson?
No, I don't. And for that, I am eternally grateful.
I don't think that they applied in this match.
Well, this was actually a competitive match.
It was. We got to see Zeke Jackson do 2 scoop slams.
Why isn't he doing the septuple side slam?
I don't know. That got over, though. Like, if something actually gets over, you have to fucking use it, right?
Yes.
Because that legitimately got, like, over, like, for real. Something as ridiculous as 5 scoop slams in a row in a fucking torture rack got over. And then they just had him stop doing it for no fucking reason.
But yeah, he only did 2 scoop slams.
Uh,
And Wade Barrett wins at 7:53 with a sidewalk slam. Which we were all kind of saying he should really adopt that as
Side
a
slam.
because the wasteland, it's not working.
Yeah. The only problem is, like, he started using the spinning side slam months and months ago. That's essentially become the signature move, and it's been proven not to be able to take people down.
Took Zeke down.
It's too late. I like the fact that it might be his new finish, but still too late. They fumble everything they do with Barrett. Anyway, Cole asked Cody quite an important question. Do you think Orton can beat you in 7 minutes and 53 seconds or under? Cody says no. Riveting action.
Wow, there's a lot of time between next match. Huh? Okay.
Yeah.
So Wade gets on the mic and he says that he ever since he started the Barrett Barrage to become world champion, there's been one guy standing in his way. That was Orton, but he's gonna do it. But he's been doing what no man has done before. Kinda, he has been humiliating and embarrassing and beating Orton. And he's done it repeatedly, and he'll keep on doing it. And neener, I'm gonna win.
And again, like we said last night, if they actually did promos with Neener in them, it would be awesome.
Why don't they do that? You know what? Fuck it. I'm starting a petition.
Yeah, they should just air Barrett's online shows. Let him do more. He's actually pretty good with the camera around. But Randy Orton versus Dolph Ziggler tonight. Another thing we've seen maybe 3 or so times within the past 2 months.
Are they starved for? Well, never mind. I was about to ask if they're
as it pertains to Orton. Yeah, he seems to really regurgitate a lot of the stuff. They seem to do that to him. I don't know why. But Otunga is contemplating, and he's talking about how it was illegal of them to put him in the Miracle on 34th Street fight against. Wait, oh yeah, that was against Orton. Oh yeah, that was the cookie cheat match.
Does anyone know if the rumor that they're going to be selling David Otunga coffee mugs is any true at all?
Oh, I hope so.
I'd buy one.
I would buy one.
But you know what? The only thing that kind of gets me about this, if Otunga doesn't want to be put in matches on SmackDown, he should stop showing up on SmackDown. It's very simple. You don't. He's getting booked in matches, at least in kayfabe, because he keeps showing up. So don't show up. You have no business there. I mean, I can imagine the storyline perspective is that he's doing spy work for John Laurinaitis or something. But Laurinaitis has no jurisdiction over SmackDown.
Maybe he wants to. Dun, 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 dun.
I just want to point out that you guys are all begging for Otunga merchandise.
I'm not.
You're not?
I
take
am
that
not
back,
taking
whore.
it for anything, sir.
I'm just saying, if they had David Otunga coffee mugs, I'd buy one.
I wouldn't.
I'd need one.
I'd buy one.
would.
I'd buy one just so I could piss in it.
And then feed it to David Otunga.
Yep,
Okay.
he's got the right idea.
Ew.
Yeah, Teddy interrupts all this and
Unnecessary.
basically he
Perhaps-
says to David,
perhaps not.
whoever's the ruling authority on the show is the one who whatever they say goes. Basically, you're on SmackDown. You're under the authority that's working there whenever. Blah blah blah. Looking for an opponent. David Otunga can be that opponent. And you're competing against Sheamus. Does Sheamus become the new Undertaker?
I thought he was the new Kane.
I don't know. Has he ever been defeated at WrestleMania?
They think so.
Then no, he's not the new Taker.
He's the new Kane. Let's just go with the new Kane. He's basically, I want to make you suffer, so it's like, well, player, I want to make you suffer, but since I don't have Kane, and don't have Taker, you got to go 1-on-1 with the under Sheamus. Player.
That sounds like something.
Sheamus is new Kane. Don't fuck anything up because you just have to wrestle Sheamus.
No, actually, the new Kane is the old Kane, as we're about to see.
Yeah, I guess Kane is putting the mask back on.
I'm not opposed to that. I don't know. If he's bald, it'll look kind of weird, but he's gonna be bald, isn't he?
Oh no.
Probably.
All right.
Well,
Let's
it takes
start.
a long time to get your hair that long. Though, really, what has he been doing for the past couple of months? But anyways, yeah, this is the point where the show just lost me because Josh Matthews is in the ring and he calls out Daniel Bryan and he's going to talk about the cage match that they had last week. Now, I expect Cole to shit on this, but if they're actually going to give Daniel Bryan the mic, let him fucking talk. Because he starts going on and on about it like oh, I was so close and it's been my dream all this time, but I was just that close, but I'm not giving up. And then almost immediately Cole cuts him off, screaming on the microphone like, "You don't deserve it! You're a piece of garbage! I hate you! I'm so much better than you! Yeah, yeah, yeah!" And I just hit the mute button on my TV. That's what WWE, that's what your programming does to me. I mute my TV whenever Michael Cole talks. Is that what you want?
Well, you missed Daniel Bryan being really intense and being good at it.
I think I
don't fucking care. I've given up on WWE to do the right thing with Daniel Bryan. They're not going to stop this underdog gimmick. If he ever does win the World Heavyweight title, it's not going to be a competitive match. It's going to be a painfully short title reign. He's not going to look very strong doing it. The only way I'll view this as a success is if this whole feud he has with Cole ends with him killing Michael Cole. Like, we never see Cole again.
Well, it's like the way you're describing him, he's like Colin Delaney. He's very far from that. Like, he's not. It's not like they're disallowing him to get a word in edgewise again. Like, he's coming back despite getting completely shat on and beaten down. Whether or not like they consider him an underdog, like it's like he fucking sticks to it. Like, I think that's a lot more than you could say for a lot of heels. Like, they're booking him all right.
No,
and it is frustrating to see him like job weekend show in and show out, but
I don't know. It feels like it's been how many months since Money in the Bank? At least
it's been
5 months.
5.
You think at this point this would be the time to start making him look like a serious competitor? I'm just over that. But really, if I were to book this is what I'd do. I'd have Daniel Bryan win the World Heavyweight title eventually. And you know what I'd honestly do? When they bring him out on SmackDown to have his little victory party, have Cole get on the mic saying like, doing his thing is like, oh, you never deserve to be world heavyweight champion, never, 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 and have him like jump in the ring, grab the belt, and run away. Like, I'm protecting the title, you can't have it, and have him run off to the back, because this will be fun, because A, it's going to set up a really interesting scenario, and B, Cole won't be on commentary that night. Because he'll be hiding around the ring because Daniel Bryan is looking for him and he is going to end him. And the show ends with Cole in the ring, in the lapel lock, tapping out like a bitch, crying with the mic to his mouth saying, I'm sorry! I'm sorry!
Huge blow off to that angle. Are you going to build it up any?
I think it's been built up pretty goddamn well over the past year.
And if they actually do that, I'll say this is all worth it. But anything less than that,
I think what they're gonna do to get him over is have like a heel target him, a big heel target him, and then have Cole basically represent the guy, only not just on commentary but at ringside. Like I think that's the kind of thing that they're gonna do to try to get him over.
But no, anything less than Cole's utter domination and humiliation at the hands of Daniel Bryan. I view this.
Like, you never know if
viewed as worthwhile.
If they don't have any plans for Ziggler in the world title picture, he might be the one that they used to build him up. But who the fuck knows? Because once again, I think he's more than likely losing the belt at TLC. But yeah.
Damn it! I'm just answering the phone again.
Basically, this whole dueling promo leads to a match between Cody Rhodes and Daniel Bryan.
Because Daniel Bryan, he was about to do what I was suggesting, but Cody cuts him off. So we're gonna have a match a little later. But next we have Zack Ryder versus Heath Slater. Why? Why not?
Well, Ryder needs a win.
Zack Ryder wins.
Of course, yeah.
DiBiase clause. Footage of it. Jinder Mahal. Justin Gabriel. Ted DiBiase versus Jinder Mahal.
Oh my god, stop it.
I think we're upsetting No Leaf. Or are you playing Arkham City again?
Dad and my girlfriend keep trying to call me.
Oh, I think we're playing Arkham City again.
Surprised I'm not playing Skyrim.
Well, I am playing Arkham City again.
God damn!
As soon as you guys started talking about Michael Cole, I started playing.
Well, what if we start talking about Jinder Mahal?
Don't.
Yeah, I'm still playing.
Oh, god damn it. Let's just get through this Jinder Mahal match. It's Jinder Mahal match you've ever seen. He's green as fuck.
Yes.
It's not very interesting. And you need someone better than DiBiase to distract me from that.
You know what happened with Jinder Mahal? He went out and had a Jinder Mahal match.
Is that what we're calling it now?
Moving on. Basically, Big Show is hanging out with Trace Adkins, and who No Leaf was noting looked quite a bit like a wrestler. I thought he looked like a more grizzled, older version of Gunner.
Yeah, great. Actually, he kind of does.
Now I hate Trace Adkins.
But yeah.
Kind of. That's depressing, but he kind of does. Yeah.
Big Show comes around to the ring, and basically it's a weird, like, he frames his following promo on it's been 9 years since he beat Brock Lesnar, the next big thing at MSG, becoming the WWE champ, the undisputed champion. But
no, it was the WWE championship by then.
Oh, they started calling it that at that point. Okay.
Yeah, they had the World Heavyweight Championship by then.
But yeah, I mean, in terms of their mention of Brock Lesnar, I feel like every time they do it, it's kind of them saying, "Please come back one show."
Yeah,
get us some money.
I mean, putting him in WWE 12, the whole ring implosion at Vengeance, I think they might be trying to get him to a contract. But I'm not counting on that to happen.
But yeah, either way, Big Show goes on. He says that 9 years, that's a long time, but I'm gonna become the champion again. It's the perfect time. It's the time is now that some other hoss is in the title picture. But
there can't be some other giant, strong, fat guy who wins the title.
I don't think they elaborate, but he kind of dances around it. They're going to be in a chairs match.
Why?
Actually, that is kind of Mark Henry's put you out of commission tool, so it does make sense. I can't say the following announcement of the Orton Barrett match is any better, but hey, I think that I actually on closer inspection is actually pretty good. But Mark Henry comes out and he basically says to Big Show that he isn't afraid of him, and he begins to have like almost like a cagely innocent promo where he says to let bygones be bygones. And I'd assume that there's like, oh yeah, the heel is kind of being facetious, like he doesn't really mean it. He's trying to fool the face. But he didn't make it sound like that. Mark Henry was fairly convincing as just like a kind of normal guy.
Yeah, because I believe at one point he's like, you got two of the best. Henry brings up, you got two of the best big guys in the ring. Two of the best big guys in wrestling, in the ring. They're some of the most dominant bastards there, and it's like he brings up, how great this is, or something. I'll admit I wasn't really paying that much attention during SmackDown. I tried, but that was one of the things that stuck out. It was like, you're a big guy, I'm a big guy. You're a former champion, I'm a champion. We should be able to get along. We have a lot in common. We're great, but I'm gonna kick your ass. Roughly.
Yep. But it turns into a beatdown wherein Henry WMD's show, I guess, show elbow drops the ankle, and we tease the match stip with show getting a chair. But as we're about to go on, we have a new ring announcer for the next match, Hornswoggle.
What is the point of bringing back Lillian Garcia?
Yeah, I really do hope it's a permanent thing. I'd rather see Lillian Garcia. Although, I find Hornswoggle's I could talk gimmick a lot better than his I can't talk gimmick, or, excuse me, Delirious Light.
At least he doesn't have a really annoying voice.
Yeah, he actually sounds quite delightful. I mean, hey, he comes in to announce David Otunga versus Sheamus, and remember when I said that David Otunga now has a new gimmick, Chris Nowinski? He does, because like he has this new preening kind of look as he comes out to the ring. He kind of sneers at the audience. Like, yeah, but before he just came out, out with Mike Gilcuddy.
The one thing that amuses me about David Otunga right now is that he's still using the freaking music he had when he was tagging with McGillicuddy, which does not fit his character.
Well, the whole song, it's this feeling that you get. It's all about power. Before it was about in-ring expertise, presumably. Now it's about law power.
He's basically lashed so tightly.
All the pictures of Harvard Law in his Titantron.
Yeah, but it just doesn't fit with the kind of tropical, upbeat sound that he has for his music.
Well, it used to be Justin Gabriel's, but they decided that shouldn't be his music. I don't know why.
Yeah, they're idiots.
As I was trying to say, he's latched so tightly onto Laurinaitis' ass that, it kind of makes sense for him to have, this theme about power, because he can basically go, hey, boss, or hey, my boss, the great and wonderful vice president of talent relations. He says that I can make this match. And, I mean, are you gonna argue with me? Because I'm telling the truth. Oh my god. Nah, they're not that smart. I was gonna say, oh my god, they're trying to turn Otunga into they're trying to do like what they were trying to do with Nexus, where Otunga is trying to take power, but not real. But he's doing a really bad job about it. If they try to do that with Otunga trying to overthrow Laurinaitis without him realizing it, that'd be awesome. They're not gonna do it, but
I don't know how they'd convince people to cheer for him, but we'll see. Then again, I didn't know how they'd convince people to cheer for Alex Riley. I didn't even see a face turn coming, but.
Speaking of Riley, is he suspended or something?
No. He's been on Superstars.
Oh.
Like I saw him when I went to Raw Live.
Yeah.
He had a match. And he looked damn impressive in that match.
So they're not using him because
superstars with him.
WWE.
But yeah, we have another It Begins promo, and to briefly talk about this, like that girl is fucking creepy.
What girl?
The girl in the It Begins promos. Like she's kind of haunting around the little boy. Appears to be oppressing him in some way. I really wish I could associate it with anything, but then again, I don't think it really means anything. It's either Taker or Jericho, whichever one.
I'm not really going to predict anything, but I am going to say if it is Taker, I'm going to be pissed. Just because it's always Taker, and
I won't be pissed. I'll just heave an exhausted sigh, like heave a sort of disappointed sigh. That's all. Which is, if I was angry, then that would probably be a better reaction to it. But yeah, and it's probably Taker. Daniel Bryan versus Cody Rhodes. Not a bad match, as you'd expect. A lot of selling coming from Daniel Bryan. A lot of shouting coming from Cole.
Yeah, this is another match I had my TV on mute for because Cole was getting on my nerves. Really did.
Yeah, the best part.
I'm still playing Arkham City. I was considering pausing it, but then you started talking about Cole.
God damn it!
The best part of it was when Daniel Bryan was thrown out of the ring, and so he's close to Cole, and then Cole started standing up and shouting at him, and his voice got even louder. That's akin to eating a bar of ice cream.
Like, I don't want to say this was a bad match because it really wasn't, but I think Bryan should have gotten a little bit more offense.
But you can't say that they're really devaluing him by the finish, because the finish was kind of backwards.
Yeah.
Rhodes. Oh yeah, they're after Bryan fails a diving headbutt attempt, to which, my God, it looked.
They still let people do that?
Yeah, I mean, it would be like I'm not trying to dance around it. Like, Chris Benoit is a specter that'll remain because he's Chris Benoit. You don't want to evoke Chris Benoit.
I mean, like, I wasn't gonna give him shit for having the crossface as a finish. Besides, it's an omocolada crossface, not a crippler crossface. But the diving headbutt, come on, man.
Still looks good.
Yeah.
I won't fault him, but like, as he and Rhodes are selling, Booker T makes his way out and he disqualifies Daniel Bryan by attacking Cody Rhodes.
Now we can't just have him distract Cody and let Daniel Bryan lock in the Lubell lock. No, he's got to jump in the ring, get involved, and get Daniel Bryan DQ'd. Fuck.
It's weird. And after the match, D. Bryan and Michael Cole exchange a few words, and we go to Teddy Long's office. Yes, Oksana
I'm not interested
stuff.
in talking about this.
Oksana. They talk about the WWE Network.
Yeah, Oksana apparently did not. She survived the mistletoe poisoning from last week.
Well, that's nice. I wonder if they're ever going to do anything with her. Oh, wait, no, they're not.
But yeah, as they talk about the WWE Network, she wants a show. She's never going to get one. Cody Rhodes comes in and interrupt. The only, basically complaining about what Booker T did. The only thing I really liked about this segment was that Cody Rhodes, takes one look at Oksana, stares bitterly, and says, "What are you looking at?" That's a very charged look, because if you guys recall, last year she screwed over Goldust. So he's almost bringing that back up. You fucked with my app, brother. Don't fuck with me.
Don't you think he was screwed up enough before you decided to dick with his head?
Yeah.
Ugh. I don't even understand that angle, so let's not get into it.
No,
basically, he just demands a match with Booker T at TLC. I assume it is for the Intercontinental title, right? Let's just move on. We The segment ends with Oksana staring at Cody's ass as he leaves. Whatever.
That's awkward.
Okay.
All right. Anyways, we then get a interview with Randy Orton, and that's pretty much all that needs to be said about this. It's an interview with Randy Orton.
Yeah, they've been going over all these things where Barrett claims that he's in Orton's head. Orton can't help it, and Orton says, "Well, yeah, that must mean that I'm in your head, Barrett." Just like the voices.
Wait,
We
how
have our
does
match.
that work?
I don't know. Orton versus Dolph Ziggler. I actually now that I think about it, this kind of reinvigorated me because I like the psychology of the match for the last 2 minutes. Orton was playing up the clock very, very well.
Yeah, he kept
Every,
staring back at the Titantron just to see how much time he had left.
I mean that's really all you got to do. But it was like after every pin attempt, after every time Ziggler kicks out, which gave him credit. Again, Orton really played it up. Of course, it did end with like after Orton selling the hell out of an attack from Wade Barrett. He just RKO's Ziggler and beats him with 2 seconds left. But I was entertained by this match, I could say.
I mean, it was. I guess it was okay. It wasn't. I didn't think it was anything special. I didn't like the finish. I just don't. I never like finishes. I mean, I'm not a big. I don't like the finishes out of nowhere guy because they're exciting sometimes, but this is one case where I was like, you could kind of see the finish coming like a fucking mile away.
It's true. Like, I mean, beyond the fact that I read the spoilers, Randy Orton, like, when there are situations like that, the RKO definitely would follow a lot of selling. But at the same time, I still think he played it pretty well. Not what I expected because, like, I mean, the match being shortened because of this whole step, like, would have probably not have benefited it. But hey, it was all right. After that, Barrett gives him the whole boss man slam, and
Much better finish.
Yeah, despite this, he Orton announced that he wants a tables match.
Well, they don't really announce it because Wade gets on the microphone and says, like, if you're going to decide what kind of match it is, allow me to make a suggestion. And he brings Orton to the outside. He pushes aside the ladder, throws the chair aside, and picks him up to wasteland him through the table. But Orton gets out of it, and he goes to powerbomb him, but Wade runs away. So Ziggler gets a powerbomb through the table. So we're going to have a tables match between these two.
I guess that's not too bad.
Honestly, I'm mixed feelings about the TLC card. I can't really say I'm looking too forward to it.
We have to go. We have to run that down, don't we?
No. That's next week.
No, that's next week.
Okay, that's next week. Okay.
We should have run down the Final Resolution card last night, but I think we were all kind
of... He had no idea the pay-per-view was happening because it was happening.
Doesn't apply. This is not a TNA.
All very, very broken.
Yeah.
Not a TNA show.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty much all that we have for SmackDown. Final thoughts?
It was okay-ish.
It was a week. Again, like I'm not. Crap! I've almost been feeling kind of burnt out in WWE, but then again, I've got a lot of crap to think about in my real life vis-a-vis school and work. So fuck. This hasn't been as exciting as it should be.
It could have been a better week for WWE, but they're still not sinking to certain levels that we're not going to mention. So, whatever.
Raw was very predictable for me. SmackDown was okay-ish, but yeah, I kind of want to see Michael Cole get thrown into a wood chipper.
Maybe melted by radiation.
Feet first. Let's be honest. As bad as it would be to hear him screaming the entire time, a quick death? No. This got dark.
Yeah, let's move on.
Doesn't it get dark?
Anyways, what game should we play this week?
What gets more screen time than John Morrison?
Arkham City.
What
Knights
gets
of
more
the Old
screen time than
Republic
John
2.
Morrison? And I guess I'll start. Tables, ladders, and chairs get more screen time than John Morrison.
What gets more screen time than John Morrison? Not a Divas segment.
We forgot to mention that. They cut a Divas match from SmackDown, didn't they?
Oh my God,
Yes,
they did.
And it's Caitlyn's heel turn. Yeah, they cut it. They cut a Divas segment. It was AJ and Caitlyn versus, I think, Natty and Beth, because that's who it all was.
Again, because that's the only fucking.
And AJ taps out again after they fold her in half again, and Caitlyn attacks her afterwards. Would have probably been nice to see that on television.
Yeah.
No, it wouldn't have.
TNA.
I mean,
Or-
are any of us really
do something
for
with
the fact?
Caitlyn? It's nice to establish it on TV.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
are we really boo-hooing that we didn't see that match?
Yeah, are we really
He has a
boo-hooing that we
point.
didn't see Caitlyn work?
Well, I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like, if they bring back Caitlyn next week and she's suddenly a heel, then this is kind of a problem.
They'll try to explain it with clips or something. They'll say that it happened at a house show, even though it'll be SmackDown. Anyway, what gets more screen time than John Morrison? Promises of Brodus Clay showing up. Not Brodus Clay himself, just the promise that, oh yeah, he'll totally be here.
Stupid Brodus Clay. I hate him now.
Thank you.
I love
What
him.
got more screen time than John Morrison? Arkham City got more screen time than John Morrison. Where the hell is this evidence? God damn it.
God damn it, back.
We'll get to it,
No
Noli.
leaf.
Fat Man's supposed to be a good detective.
Well, I can't find the third part where I can't find the Deadshot evidence.
Anyway.
Part. Hold on a sec. Which part?
For the dark match, I'm Backlash.
I'm Christopher
Warrior.
says your Madstone on the Monotone pay-per-view specialist for the month of December.
And No Leaf Clover is Batman. Good night, good luck.
I'm
Hey!
warm.